I'm actually re-recording what I posted on IG. I forgot to save it when I posted, and it's very hard to save it in clips. So I figured I'd just do the video all over again. But pretty much I was talking about What Mama Left Me by Renee Watson. I have yet to read anything by Renee Watson, and it has not been stellar. It's not been awesome. I love the innocence about her writing, because even though she's dealing with preteens and teenagers, there's no need for the cursing and to reflect sometimes on the language of our youth today. The reality is they do use some language that's unacceptable, but she doesn't feel a need to include in her writing, and that's what that's one of the things I love about her. There's also an innocence about that, about her writing, but the drama's real. I stumbled across her writing. It was a book in a book fair, and it's, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going back and forth the screen. It's called This Side of Home. I'm not going to tell you take time to talk about it now, but it's an awesome read. I loved her book. I felt like with This Side of Home and piecing me together, I felt like the characters were very similar in nature. As far as how they were academically, who they hung around, and what they were going through in their lives. I felt like the storylines were similar, but at the same time, piecing me together, I felt like was better. It's like each book is better and better and better as I read her work. Well, this is the third book I read by her. She has a new one that is out that I just ordered off of Amazon. It's called Watch Us Rise. I'm looking forward to that one. And then she has another one coming out this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Some Places More Like Others. I'm looking forward to reading that one. But she's one of those authors who you want to read her work. You want to find out more about her. Well, one thing that I liked about What Mama Left Me is this is totally different from any other book she's read. This character was much younger than her other characters. Her characters are usually, the first two were either a senior or a junior in high school. This is her first middle school character, which I love, because I want middle school kids are going to read regardless, but it's awesome to find a story that is relatable as far as the age is concerned. So you have Serenity, who in the first chapter you realize something has happened to her mother, something tragically, but we don't know what happened until later on in the story. So here I am, I'm lost my mother. My father is gone. I don't know where he is. So now I feel a need to pick up the pieces for me and my brother, even though I'm 13. And then I have to move in with my not my step-parents, my grandparents, who are also mourning the loss of their daughter. So grandparents, the grandfather is a pastor of a church, and he doesn't play, and that's what I love about it. He doesn't play, but at the same time, he gives them you have a lot of love is shown towards Serenity and her brother. And I apologize, I can't remember the brother's name, but it is a beautiful story of how a family rebuilds itself after tragedy. And sadly, that's not the first time they experience tragedy. But what I love about Serenity is she looks out for her brother. I know when she realizes that he's hanging out with some people he normally wouldn't hang out with, he's doing some things he normally wouldn't do, she speaks up and she tells him. And of course, he gets irritated, he gets upset, and she's like, I won't tell, grandma and grandpa, but basically you need to get your life together. And basically it shows us as parents, our children take on our habits, whether they're taught or not taught. Now, he was around the father. The father was known as being very abusive, especially towards the mother, especially towards the children, but they still loved their daddy, especially the brother. He was in love with his dad, and his dad was known as a drug dealer, and he made that fast money, and mom got tired of it. Mom was just like, I'm tired of the abuse. I'm tired of the fast money. I want to live legit. I want to have a good life, and not worrying about, who's coming, to knock on the door, and who's coming out to kill you or anything of that nature. So even though dad is long gone and we still don't know what, and I don't say we still don't know, but throughout the course of the book, you don't know what happened to dad. Like, even though the brother is counting down to the dates that the dad is coming back, he still has that love and respect for his father. And one of the things he got from his father is, if I need money, I can make it. I can find ways of doing it. And he wants that fast life, because at one point there was some shoes he wanted, and the grandfather was like, I'm not paying as much as I pay for a light bill. And maybe it wasn't a light bill he referenced to, but I'm not paying that much for a pair of shoes. Now if you want, you can do some chores around the house and I can pay you some money to make some extra money. And the son, well, the grandson is just like, her brother, Serenity's brother, is like, nobody got time for that. I need these shoes now. So he ends up, because he's hanging with his boys and he sees his boys rocking certain things and doing certain things and buying certain things, he knows he can go to his boys with his quick, easy money. But let's be real, quick, easy money comes at a cost. And sadly, he's going to realize that throughout the course of the book. I love the friendship that is shared between Serenity, and I'm mad I cannot remember her name. Well, Danny is the brother's name. I just saw that. Serenity, when it comes to her choices as far as her boyfriend is concerned, she ends up liking this guy, if I'm not mistaken, Ricky is his name. He hardly comes to school, which he admits later on, I'm home taking my grandmother. But Ricky does some things that are very questionable. But again, it goes into that lifestyle of watching my mom and who she loved. And even though that was my dad, sometimes we end up loving some people, we end up loving people and letting people in our life who were like people who were in our life, and we witnessed someone else like that person. As a result, it's not always the best choice. Maria, that's her name. So I love the friendship that forms between her and Maria. And even though Maria is perceived as being fast, there's a lot of notions that Renee touches on that I love. And this is one of them. Renee is perceived to being fast because she was caught kissing a boy in church, I'll admit. They have to go through this, almost kind of what I went through, confirmation class in United Methodist Church. They're going through like a rites of passage right now, and they go on this trip, and for the first time Serenity is liking a boy, and it's Ricky. And honestly, he's not the best. He's cute, he's sweet, but there's some things that are questionable about him. You have Maria, and I feel like I'm getting the two boys mixed up, because there were two boys that were hanging together, and one was Maria's boyfriend and the other one was ended up being Serenity's boyfriend. So I want to say Jay ended up liking Serenity, and then you have Ricky, who ends up being Maria's boyfriend. So there's a scene, and I don't want to give it away, but pretty much the whole fast notion, the fact that they feel like, because the mom found condoms in Maria's purse. Now, mind you, they're 8th graders, and mom is done. I'm gonna put her out. I'm gonna make her live with her dad. But that's when we find out why Maria behaves the way she does. And it's sad. And what's so sad is she wants to hold on to this secret, and she doesn't want to let go. And I love how, and that's one thing I will give away. Eventually, Serenity tells the secret, even though Serenity swore to her, don't you ever tell what happened. I don't want anyone to know. And then Serenity ends up telling that secret, and it saves her life. It saves Maria's life. And it goes to show that I don't care how deep and dark the secrets are sometimes, friends, we have to tell it. I don't care who's being threatened, we have to tell it. And I love that Renee Watson explores that. I can keep going on and on about this book. Make sure that you check it out. This is a great summer read. I apologize, fellas, I don't really have anything for you to read, but eventually I will be reading a book with a male-dominated character. But this is an awesome, great selection. Happy reading.